Welcome back to HB Unfiltered Sports Talk. Once again, I'm joined by the Stiff Brownie. The Weasel bailed, crybaby.
Because of his kings.
The intern, Jamie, and the Dirtbag. Once again, our show is brought to you by J3 Supply Group for your hoses and fitting specialist. Good guys, Huntington Beach, come on down. And also remember to visit our site and look at our merchandise at hbunfilteredsportstalk.com and cruise around and see if you like anything that you'd like to order. Let's talk NHL playoffs right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty. I think
been
this is
great.
why. I think this is why the Weasel took off.
No, it's 100% why he took off, because the Kings suck.
We're huge Kings fans, and they're up 2-1 in this series going into Game 4. They go up 3-0 after one period. They came out in the second period. I don't know if you watched the game.
I
but
did not.
I did. The Edmonton Oilers had it in the Kings zone 18 of the 20 minutes.
Oh, Jesus.
And what the Kings did multiple times, every time they even got, because they were scrambling the whole time, like they were playing like Edmonton was on a 18-minute power play. Instead of maintaining the puck and passing it to another player and, hold on to it and let Edmonton retract back and then move it into their zone slowly, they kept clearing the puck into open space to where it's almost an icing call and turned it right back over to Edmonton.
Why?
I have no idea. This is why I feel like sometimes I can be a coach even in the NHL, even though I'm not as articulate as a coach behind the bench with my words. But I'm calling a timeout and I'm going, what the hell are you guys doing? Get the puck and hold on to it.
You know what that reminds me of? Remember the old Rangers goalkeeper, Lindquist?
Yes.
They used to do that. They used to barely clear the puck and then just be like, all right, go ahead. They played hardly any defense, and then he was so awesome that he blocked everything. And it kind of sounds like that's what you're telling me right now.
Yeah, and he would have to have like 58 saves,
which he did.
And give up 2 goals, but why does he have to work that hard? Why can't you just hold on to the puck? Stop turning it over. As soon as you have the puck, that's Edmonton turning it over to you. It's kind of like soccer, once you have it, hold the possession.
Anyways, and you're on the road, so you want to hold on to the ball or hold on to the puck as much as possible.
And now they're toast because they lose 5-4 at home when they were up 3-0. It goes tied 2-2. Now it goes to Edmonton. They get their ass kicked yesterday, 6-3.
Yeah.
Now it comes back, but I think the Kings are done. I think Edmonton rolls them in Game 6.
They play Friday night?
Yep, tomorrow.
No, actually, I think they got a couple days off here. Is what I'm looking at.
Do they?
They don't play until Saturday.
Okay, so they get to survive one more day before they go fishing. Great.
well, tonight we got some great games. I mean, you got Seattle at the Avalanche.
That was a great game that they won. Came back and tied the series 2-2.
Yeah.
Scored a goal in the overtime.
Yeah.
I like the Kraken, man. Like the name. I like the passionate fans of Seattle, and they're playing hard in their second season.
Boston's at home tonight against the Carolina Panthers.
They're
closing that out.
They're closing them out.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a done deal.
I do have to commend. We were talking about this during the commercial break. You got it right when you said this. The NHL has the playoffs correct. They play 7-game series. It very rarely is there a sweep by any means.
No, there is no home ice advantage.
No, not at all. It's who has the hottest goalie, as we've said a million times. But I love that they go 7 games because I know in baseball they do best of 5 in some of the series, and it's just like all you need is 3 hot pitchers when the other team may be better, and maybe the back end of their staff is better, and they could end up winning. In a 7-game series, they could end up winning. So I like that hockey goes 7 games, no matter what. Right from the get-go, boom. Here's a ton of hockey.
Like the Dodgers. I think they lost that series. It was a 5-game series with the Padres. If that was a 7-game series, I think the better team wins in the end.
Yeah.
And I think especially
because the back end of the starting rotation for the Dodgers was way better than the starting rotation for the Padres.
Especially when in baseball you play 162 games. Why do you change it down to they had that playing game at one point?
What's 2 more games?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, it's more money. I don't know why they wouldn't do it, but that's why the Stanley Cup is the best trophy in all of sports.
Sure.
You know, they play 7 games. Like I was saying earlier, there's no ice advantage. Look at the Rangers and Devils series.
Yep.
The Devils are at home. They were the higher seed. They lose both games to the Rangers, get blown out.
Yep.
Now you're thinking, oh, here we go. Rangers are going to sweep.
Yep.
And what the Devils do? They come back.
They
with
go on the
2
road.
gritty, hard wins.
They go on the road and they kick some ass.
And now it's back to
To 2-2.
their ice advantage, which once again doesn't matter. So
Yeah.
it's an open series. But that's the whole thing. All these hockey series go 6-7 games, which is awesome.
It's awesome stuff.
Yeah.
So Thursday we got to close out with the Maple Leafs and the Golden Knights. They're both at home. You think they close out both those series?
You know, the Maple Leafs, we've been dogging the Maple Leafs because they've been getting beat in the first round they haven't won a series since 2004.
I know.
And they literally lose in the first round. And they have the most passionate fans. I mean, they fill
Yeah.
up their arena.
Yep.
They're outside, packed,
Yep.
you know, throwing their beer in the air, you know, like a hole-in-one. You know?
Yep.
They've come back twice at Tampa Bay, being down by 2 to 3 goals, and have won. I think they're finally going to win this series.
I love it.
They're up 3-1. They're at home. They need to close them out right now.
All right. So I'm taking all the home teams to close out the series then tonight and tomorrow. And
Even though there's no home ice advantage, I don't know about that. But the other thing that is awesome about hockey, even if you're down 3-1, they play hard.
yeah,
Not like in the NBA. In the NBA, if some team gets up 3-1, the series is usually over.
sure.
And our intern, Jamie, has a little news on when you're up by 3-1 in a series in the NBA. What are those stats?
Correct. So the question is, how many times have teams been able to come back from this 3-1 deficit in NBA playoff history? And that answer is 13. And the most recent team to overcome this deficit is the Nuggets, who did it not once but twice in the 2020 NBA playoffs.
These NBA players, man, they're just not tough. They can't come back. They don't want to. They throw in the towel. They don't think they can win 3 games in a row, with 2 of them usually being on the road.
Don't even get me
So
started, man.
They mail in and they just want to go fishing. You know, take their money and run. So like the Lakers, they're up 3-1, but the better team is Memphis. So what happens here? Does Memphis become the 14th team to come back and beat the Lakers, or can the Lakers close it out and move on and play most likely Golden State?
Well, we chose Memphis to win, right?
Yes.
I'm going to stick with that. I hate LeBron James. He can suck it.
There you have it. Another LeBron James suck it moment. All right. That's not sitting good with our intern wearing a Laker cap right now.
I got to tell you something, though, man. Kawhi Leonard, you are such a piece.
Oh, man.
Jesus, man.
This guy, I'm glad he's quiet and doesn't talk, because you want to talk about hating a player. You remember how we were just talking about...
He's literally the worst superstar I've ever... He doesn't even deserve to be a superstar. Yes, he won 2 NBA championships, and he's a great player, and I get it.
Yeah.
But, man, what do you stand for?
Have you ever seen his commercials, too? He doesn't say anything. It's unbelievable. The guy makes a paycheck without saying a word. You know?
Interesting.
Anyways, you know, I knew it was worse, and they kept on saying he's questionable. You knew he's not going to play. He's not
Sure.
returning this year.
Sure.
Paul George isn't returning. Now, just like we talk about
What does Ballmer do? Ballmer ship him?
This is where I'm going with this. We just talked about Artie Moreno is sick and tired of losing and paying these guys that are overpriced. I think Ballmer does the same exact thing. If I'm him, I trade Westbrook. I trade Westbrook's going to play for every team, by the way, when it's all said and done. Trade Westbrook, trade George, and trade Kawhi Leonard.
Well, Westbrook's
because
not under contract.
not only do you save all that money, but you're going to get a ton of draft picks. You're going to get decent players in return, and you can rebuild just like these other teams do it, like Oklahoma City Thunder,
and
Utah.
Who's your GM?
The GM of the Clippers, I have no idea.
It's Jerry West.
Is it?
Yeah, he's the guy running this.
Jerry West is the Clippers GM?
Yeah, I think so. I'm almost
Well,
positive.
okay.
You need to fact check that for us,
Yeah,
please. But
we need to know the GM of the LA Clippers.
unless somehow he stopped doing president of operations, but he was running the show.
Okay. All right. We
Which I mean, if you can get some draft picks, you can't obviously trade Westbrook because he's not under contract. They got him as a free agent signing.
Okay.
When he got
Oh
waived.
yeah. Okay. You can't
But-
trade. You're correct. You can't trade Westbrook. He's an unrestricted free agent. But I'm glad he's not going to be. Most likely he won't be re-signed. Who is the GM, Jamie, on the Clippers?
Michael Winger.
Oh,
Jerry
so
West.
it changed then.
Jerry West.
I've got.
I wish it was Jerry West.
I gotta check that out because I'm almost positive he's got his hands in the pot.
Okay. Well. Okay. So maybe he's like a consultant.
Something.
Well, Michael Winger needs to trade these guys and get anything impossible as much as he can
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
And
I'm done with the whole
you know what'd be
Kawhi
funny?
Leonard
You know who
experiment.
could do it is Oklahoma City Thunder.
Well, they have a great team.
They could add a Kawhi Leonard or a Paul George to their team.
Sure.
They're already a good team, and they can give maybe 2 number ones and get them
Yeah. Yeah.
because they have 13 number 1 picks over the next 5 years. So.
Has there been any better series than the Warriors Kings or even the Knicks Cavaliers? Although the Warriors Kings is better record wise right
Man,
now.
I tell you what, when I watch the Kings versus Warriors, I absolutely cannot stand Draymond Green.
Oh yeah.
This guy thinks his shit don't stink.
Sure.
All he does is run around, yell, stomp, bitch, complain. I can't take it, man.
He's a really dirty player.
I don't know why the
And he-
Warriors keep putting up with this guy's antics. I would trade him and Beverly. Those two thugs, man. I don't like them one bit in the NBA.
I agree with you. I don't understand how a guy like Draymond has a job. Like, because every time, it seems like every single NBA playoffs, he's kicked a guy in the nuts, or he's punched a guy, or he's grabbing onto somebody's legs, or
Stepping on their
stomping
chest.
on somebody.
Stepping on a sternum.
And the reason he got a game suspension was because the NBA flat out said, we're done with this.
Yeah.
So, although that series has been amazing, it's on. It's going to be on tonight. I think the Bucks have the Heat tonight at home. I don't know how to feel about that. Jimmy Buckets was filling it up last night, feeling it.
Yo, bro, I just want to make one more comment about that Warriors series. It's going to be a bummer if the Warriors win on De'Aaron Fox being hurt. I know he came out and said he's going to play with like his fractured finger
Sure.
or whatever, but he's obviously their catalyst and they need him
Sure.
to win. And I know they have home court advantage, and home court in the NBA it means a lot more than it does in hockey. Like it means a difference having your fans back. So I'm hoping that he's somewhat okay and he can play through it.
Mr. Fox needs to put some tape on like Magic Johnson used to have on every single one of his fingers.
Yeah, true.
I mean, stop being
True
that
that.
Heat.
True that. So back to the Heat and the Bucks. They got Giannis back, but man, the Heat are missing Oladipo and Hero now. Can they? I know they won. Can they close out the Bucks with 2 starters out?
The line right now is Milwaukee minus 12, and my gut tells me to take Milwaukee minus 12, and here's the reason why.
That's a lot of points.
Jimmy Buckets has to be tired.
Yeah.
He literally just willed his team to that victory the other night.
Does he have another gear or what when the playoffs
Ooh,
hit?
man,
He is.
I can
He is a gamer.
I could see him if somehow he could get 30 tonight. They cover that spread. I don't think they win the game, but I think they cover the spread.
Yeah.
But he's got to be tired.
Yeah.
I'm tired watching
I'm
him.
becoming a huge Jimmy Butler fan.
Yeah, me too.
I just like his game and demeanor and everything.
You know what, kids? He stands for everything that's right about like basketball superstars. He plays hard. He keeps his mouth shut.
On and off the court.
He's a very charitable guy.
The
Behind
fact
the
that-
scenes, he's supposed to be an amazing person.
How the hell has he played for 3 different teams? If you're the Chicago Bulls, how do you let that guy go? And then the Sixers get him, and you'd rather have a Harden than a Butler? You got me on that one.
You know, I read this little article when he was 23 years old. He was in an interview, and it says, "I will never," and he wrote, "wear a Miami Heat's jersey." and now he's playing for the Miami Heat.
Yeah, that's why you say never. I remember when I was a kid and I was watching a Buffalo Bills back in the early '90s kick the shit out of the Raiders like 50-0 in a playoff game.
Yeah.
And there's two clowns in like minus 3-degree heat without their shirts off at the Buffalo game. I'm just like looking at these two clowns going, man, I would never go to a Bills game in that kind of weather. I've been to 8 of them. I married a girl from upstate. New York and moved back there for a little bit and went to some games, man. And there I was at the game. So that's why you never say never.
I do. You know, the game that I like tonight, probably the best as far as spread is concerned, is the New York Knicks plus 5.5. I think they win this game outright. I'm not sold on Donovan Mitchell. He came out guns blazing and then kind of just vanished.
No, that series is 3-1, right?
Yeah.
I think the Knicks got it, man.
Give me the points.
I think it's over.
I think give me the points and give me plus money.
Yeah, real quick, because we got to cut short here. What other games we got?
That's it. We have the Lakers and we have and then tomorrow.
Oh, and the Nuggets closed out the T-Wolves last night. Nuggets, hey, that was our pick. The more I think about it, I think we picked the right team and gave the public at plus 900 the right pick to win the whole thing because the Celtics aren't as good as I thought they were.
No, they're on the road tomorrow against the Hawks and they're barely favored.
Yeah.
I mean, does Trae Young have anything left? But
his hair doesn't. But
before we sign off, you do owe me some Phoenix Suns money.
I do. You know what? If I knew Kawhi would bitch out again, and that Westbrook would try to take over, I would have went with the Suns.
You won the game, but you didn't cover the spread.
All right. Oh my God! Look at that. We ran out of time. Sorry. Next time. Yeah.